Kiwis, stand up.
Now, please welcome the show for bloody good Kiwis across the country.
It's time. It's time for...
This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
And I was saying to her, can't we just enjoy the moment? Do we have to take a picture of everything? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want that, you taking a picture of us doing what we're doing right now and it being all over social media or all over Facebook. I mean, for God's sake, just enjoy the moment as it is instead of having to take a bloody photo of everything.
And that's right. And the photo gets taken out of context.
Exactly.
They don't know what was actually going on.
Exactly.
You're checking a hemorrhoid. That's the context of the photo. Gets out there in social media. I think all sorts of things are going on.
There's some sort of bizarre sexual activity that Jason Hoyt's indulging in. I was putting cream on a hemorrhoid. Do we ever have any private moments anymore?
Yeah.
Admittedly, it was at a concert, okay? I probably could have done it at home in the privacy of my bathroom. But it was sore, I had the cream, I needed to put it on, I put it on, there's no need to take a photo of it.
That's not a social media moment.
It's not a social media moment. God's sake.
Although it did get a lot of likes.
I did it. Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah.
A lot of dislikes as well, though.
Yeah, I'd say more dislikes.
Can you dislike on social media? I wouldn't even be able to tell you that.
We just don't like it.
Oh, you just don't like it. Okay, well, that's fair enough. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How are you going? You're looking very well, very buff.
I'm feeling really good, yeah.
Yeah, you're looking...
Yeah, I'm feeling really good, yeah.
You got a bit of a tan on, the T-shirt's fitting snugly across your pecs. Yeah, you got some nice smart shorts on. So what are they, boat shoes today? You wearing some boat shoes?
Yes, my boat shorts and my boat shoes.
Wow, you've been out in the water, have you?
No, not really.
Okay, well, that's
you don't
cool.
have to go in the water to wear boat shoes, Chase.
Oh, that's
and we'll
true.
be talking about that later on in Shoe Chat. When can you wear boat shoes and when you shouldn't?
Wearing them in water is actually terrible. They get wet and they smell very poorly. I don't know.
Yep.
It's like an oxymoron.
Well, I've got a top tip involving olive oil and how you can get round that little thing there, Matt, but not a big deal. Hey, we've got some guests coming in later on. We've got Captain Carson's Church of Speed and Carson Burns. Who's coming in to chat about that? Captain Carson?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Captain himself.
Hot rods and all that sort of jazz. Heaps more coming up, of course. And we'll be talking to you, the Kiwis, on 0800 Hodaki, and text us 3483.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Jess? We want you to talk to us.
Oh, go on.
Give us a call, 0800 Hodaki, or text 3483, that number you said.
MGMT!
Lee Hart, Jason Hoyt and the Bhuja. Till 7 tonight on Radio Hodaki.
MGMT there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. God, it's good having your company, New Zealand. Hope you had a fantastic weekend.
Certainly. Let's get on with a bit more admin. Part of the show we haven't done for a long time is Lost Pets. Pets Lost and Found.
Yeah.
We still got the sting for that? Have we lost it?
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
No, there it is.
Let's go through it. First of all, a cat, Jace. There's been a cat missing for a couple of days in the Mount Albert area. That has been found. Unfortunately, not in such good state.
That's actually a really good question. I mean, if you know where the cat belongs and it's not in a good state, do you return it or do you just move on?
Well, we got to do something with it. You just can't leave it on the road, can
Well,
you?
most people just do, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. But so the cat's been found, just not in a great shape.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, in your hometown,
Yes.
Ranunga,
Yeah.
there's a missing pig by the name of Midnight. Am I correct, Matt?
Yeah, 90 kilo kuni boar escaped from Duncan Street in Ranunga last Thursday.
And that's still on the run, is it?
Still at large.
They probably would have gone bush by now if they had any brains. People that know that area could be running up near Coal Creek Falls by now.
Yeah, that would be the most likely.
I think that's where the last sighting was.
Yeah, or could have maybe headed out the beachway. Who knows?
Yeah. Now, also, someone's reported their 2 lorikeets have got out of the cage. So if anyone sees any lorikeets out there, I mean, I always find it bizarre people reporting missing birds, because what are you supposed to do when you see it? I mean, there's a bird. You can't catch it. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I saw a lorikeet out west in Piha the other day. It might be yours. I'm not sure.
It's not like you can tag it.
Well, exactly.
With some sort of, we're not National Geographic, for God's sake. We can't tag it and track its migratory patterns, for God's sake. No more birds, please.
Just while we're on the pet front, Lee Hart, big thanks to the guys at Gathered Game for sending in these beautiful dare sticks, they're called.
Yeah, venison dare sticks, I suppose you call them.
Jerky. It's absolutely sensational. And listen,
gluten and dairy free.
You're gluten and dairy free. Great protein hit. Probably not the most appropriate time to be bringing up, wild animals that have been killed and stuff. But
I'll tell you what, though, Jace, this time of day, don't we? You got to admit, 4:30 in the afternoon, you just get that hunger thing going on.
Yeah, well, I've been planking all afternoon, so I'm
and you
definitely
need
hungry.
something, nothing too heavy, just something nice to a snack. And these deer sticks, beautiful.
It's fair to say the deer is not in a good state, but it's utterly delicious.
Yeah, very tasty. Very tasty indeed.
And that's from gatheredgame.co.nz. Check them out.
And just to make a very small point, Lee Hart, if people out there want to send us stuff,
Yep.
they've got a company, they're just starting out, they need a bit of a promo, just send stuff to me and Matt and Lee. We'll give you a plug.
God, yeah. Doesn't matter what it is. We'll decide if it's crap or not.
2 Graham Street, Daily Bhuja, afternoon show. Send us stuff. We don't care.
Just send it in.
Just send it in.
We'll decide.
We'll open it up.
Tom will check it.
Especially if it's cheese or shoes.
What do we accept? Cheese,
Shoes.
beer, any other sort of alcohol, meat.
Pastas,
Not
sauces,
not
pickles.
just savoury stuff.
Exactly. Shoes.
Yeah, I said shoes.
Would you?
Oh, God, it's not funny. I've been hanging out for bush all day.
Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt are Bhuja till 7 tonight on Radio Hodaki.
Bush there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon, Lee Hart. Tell you a weird thing I did this weekend on the Saturday. Went to a combined bride and groom hen and stag do.
Yeah. What's the story of that?
I don't know how you guys feel about that. It's just, it doesn't feel right to me, Lee.
It's one or the other. You're
Yeah.
compromising both.
Exactly.
Terrible.
It's a really bad idea. We've got very few traditions that are being upheld in our society these days. And you're completely right, because what ended up happening was a weird mix of both parties.
Yep.
And no party really going on, because the other was obviously holding off from letting loose
Yep.
because the partner was there, if you know what I mean.
That's right. And it doesn't mean you have to have a really wild stag do, whatever.
Well, exactly.
But what it is saying is that if the hens are there, you don't know what's going to end up happening, because you're compromising it the whole time.
Exactly. So it was a bit weird. Tito, g'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How you going, Tito?
Yeah, well, mate. Well, yourself?
Yeah, good, thanks, man. Very good.
Why are you calling? Have you got a missing pet or something?
No missing pets, but I did hear a pet. Was it your very own Bhuja Hawk?
Oh, yes, quite right, Tito. It was
yeah.
the Bhuja. How was your weekend, mate?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Just a bit of swimming, bit of beach, bit of sun.
Oh, good on you. It was actually a beautiful weekend this weekend. It was bloody nice.
You didn't get along to meat stock or anything like that?
No, I had some friends that went, but just missed out.
Yeah, no, it's a good day. I went on the Saturday for a little bit. Not bad.
Tell me, Lee Hart, did you pick up any great tips from Tuffy Stone?
No, not really.
Did you show him some of your glazes?
Yeah, I showed him some of my glazes, and he was very impressed. But also on the Tomorrow Show, got a bit of a giveaway, some sort of ribs and stuff.
Oh, beautiful.
I met up with some guys, so I don't want to give it away now.
Nice.
I want to do a bit more of a thing tomorrow on that.
Sounds good, man. Hey, Tito, well done, buddy. Yes, there was the Bhuja Hawk. Thanks for giving us a call, and thanks for listening to the show, mate. We appreciate it. Stay on the line, and Tom will sort you out. How does that sound?
Thanks, boys. You're bloody great New Zealanders.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Good on you. Yeah, so this stag do hens party, it was just, I mean, and then
Did they have stripper or anything like that?
well, they did, but then the woman, the hens got a guy, and the guy's got a woman, and it just got a bit weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where to look. Found myself.
I'd probably look at the woman.
It's one or the other. I'd rather be on just a hens night if I was a guy.
Well, exactly.
Than being on a combined hens and stag do.
Yeah. Well, the good news about it was that the two strippers that had turned up actually ended up sort of going,
Well, they knew each other, didn't
Yeah,
they?
well, they knew each other and ended up sort of going out afterwards, so that was quite nice. So it did kindle a romance of some description. Hey, have we got our guest coming up next?
Well, let's hope so. No sign of him yet, but let's. I might go outside and have a look, eh?
Yeah, do that, mate. In the meantime, here's the Revivalists. Rage Against the Machine there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. Now, Auckland City Limits is coming up, Lee Hart.
Yeah.
And boy, are we
Huge.
looking forward to that. Now, one of the things that's going to be at Auckland City Limits is Captain Carson's Church of Speed and Custom Burns. And the man himself, Captain Carson, a.k.a. Aaron Carson, joins us in the studio now. G'day, mate. How you going?
Good day, gentlemen. Very well. Very
Excellent. So talk us through Captain. What sort of thing? What sort of thing are you going to be bringing? There's old hot rods, that sort of thing at the Auckland City Limits.
Yeah, that's right. It's a hand-picked collection. So I've, invited each of these people along based on the fact they've got a really great motorcycle, or hot rod, or muscle car. And as I was saying before, that's not because they're necessarily the shiniest ones, or the fastest ones, or the most expensive. But every single one of these guys who's bringing their car or their motorcycle to the show has done it in a way which kind of oozes that rock and roll vibe. So
it's an attitude more than
anything.
anything.
It's an attitude,
Yeah,
exactly
right.
what it is. It's exactly what it is.
And tell me, Aaron, have most of the people that are bringing these cars, they've done all the work themselves on this stuff?
That's a theme throughout, yeah, with all these guys. They're people who have been, in the garage night after night after night for years, sometimes spending a lot more money
So a
than
lot
they
of
do
them
on
will be
anything else.
divorced, probably?
A lot of them are single now, that's right.
Yeah,
Yep,
because
exactly.
the wives have just gone, I'm not into this anymore. He's
Correct.
obsessed by that bloody car.
Correct, yeah, yeah.
Is tyre pressure really important in terms of muscle cars?
No,
We
not
talk
at
a
all.
lot about
Yeah,
tyre
we
pressure.
should have had you in here for tyre pressure chat. Are we going to do that later on
Oh,
anyway?
yeah, maybe we will do that later on.
Tyres tend not to last that long on the back of most of those muscle cars, so pressure's not important at all. No.
And let's talk about the bikes too, because I'm into old motorbikes. Well,
Yes.
my father is. What sort of bikes have been customized there? Is it sort of mainly Harleys? That sort of thing?
Harleys, Triumphs,
Yeah.
done, and they're all these bikes. They're not ones that you're going to see sitting around on the street every day. These are custom bikes, which are usually around an old Harley frame or a Triumph frame. And again, the people who have built them over years. Yeah.
So it's good, isn't it, at a music festival to have something else to have a look at with the family. You can wander around and look at the cars and the bikes.
Yeah.
And,
Totally.
when you're not enjoying a band so much, just go a bit of a wander.
Well, that festival's great, Auckland City Limits, because you can take kids to it. So
Yeah.
it goes on from 11 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. So you can take the kids along and you can check out the cars. There's Auckland Kitty Limits. There's tons of food. There's heaps of things to do rather than just standing and watching bands, which is good too. The other really cool thing is when the D4 are playing, where we're setting up is right next to the D4 stage.
Speaking of which, wasn't the D4 named after a gear shift?
I think it was, Datsun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Jeez, that's bloody impressive,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah, it's just something like that.
When they're playing, we're going to have a sound off, so all the cars are going to uncork the exhausts and have a good old rev up, and the audience is going to decide who's louder out of
You
the
should
D4
bring the
and
Spacio
cars.
along, Jace. Bring your
Yeah, I've got a
Spacio.
great Spacio at the moment.
A
Alan.
Spacio?
Yeah. So when we're talking hot rods, are we talking, specifically designed for racing down the track sort of thing?
Not necessarily just drag cars, so
Right.
mainly you're talking about late 20s, early 30s through to 50s and sort of early 60s cars which have been customised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how? Well, no, you
No,
go.
I was going to say there's a big industry, obviously, customizing old classic cars, sort of Fords and stuff. And this is slightly detracting what you're talking about, but is there also a bit of an industry now taking, say, hot rods and restoring them back to original condition?
Huge, yeah, the ones that have been ruined.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying either way is better, but it's interesting because some people have a passion for restoring something to every nut and bolt original.
Yeah.
And other people can take the same car and really have some fun with it.
As fashions change and tastes change, it's really interesting actually you say that, because you'll see a car which might have been customised in the 70s or the 80s or even the 90s, and tastes change and movements change, and you're exactly right, people will change them back to
Slightly
either-
more classic,
Yeah.
but okay.
Exactly.
And how long have you been into this? I mean, people that are into these, into cars and that sort of thing, tend to be pretty bloody passionate about it. How long have you been doing this for, Aaron?
My parents owned a stationery shop, and I used to get when they rip the covers off for the returns, and I get all these old American hot rod magazines, and it really resonated with me, those ones, not the European cars, not just American hot rods and drag cars. And so I just read and draw, and I'd be drawing bits on cards that I didn't even know what the hell they did, but I was passionate about it. And of course, at 5 or 6, I didn't have a license, but that came later. And then, it's just something you can create some with your own hands.
So you've got
then
your
you
own
drive.
car now?
Yeah.
And what sort of car vehicle is that?
I've got a 1923 Model T Ford Roadster.
Oh, nice.
Built as a late 50s style hot rod.
Yep.
Mechanically fuel injected. And I've got a 73 big block Camaro as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So on the day then, you guys are just going to be set up near the stage,
Pretty close to the stage the D4's playing on. Yeah.
and people can just, at any time during the day, just go for a little wander through,
Absolutely.
bring the kids, have a gander.
Totally. Come and we'll be hanging out around there, so you can come and have a chat.
Also, Aaron, in terms of your setup here, do you have like a website and stuff if people are interested in that sort of thing that people can go to, or is it just something
No.
that you organise yourself?
No, just something I'm interested in and passionate about.
Okay,
So, yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good on you, man, because as you say, it's not just a music festival, there's other stuff going on, so make sure you go
and they go
check
hand
it
in
out.
hand, doesn't it? It's nice to bring some imagery to the music,
It does, yeah. And what you find often is that car festivals and events which have music at them, it'll be rockabilly or real kind of throwback stuff.
Yeah.
But what you've got here is you've got hot rods and muscle cars with contemporary music, great
Right.
music. So that's quite unique.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey, so make sure when you go along to Auckland City Limits, you check out Captain Carson's Church of Speed and Custom Burns. Aaron, thanks for coming in, buddy. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Awesome.
Thanks, mate.
Bhuja with KFC.
Geez, that takes me back, you two, there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. Bad news, the Pig Midnight is still running loose in Rananga, sorry.
Oh, that's good news, though.
Well, yeah, it's still running wild, but they haven't been able to locate it. So if you are down in Rananga and you have seen a pig called Midnight, not that you'd know it was called Midnight.
It's a big kuni.
It's a big kuni pig. So
90 kilos worth.
90
let
kg,
people
so
know.
it's about the size of Jace. The pig. Now look,
I'm a little bit less than 90 kg, actually. I'm about 75.
Yeah, but just
What would you be?
Jeez, you have to run around the shower to get wet.
What weight are you? I don't mean that facetiously. I
just over 100.
Okay. What about you, Matty? What are you
105.
coming in at, mate?
93, I'm a bit of a fatty.
Jeez. Well, you got a massive ass, though. Having said that, sorry, you were saying something.
It is a
Yeah,
feature,
we talked about the NRA the other week about Trump going on about arming the teachers
Yes.
in these schools. We don't want to go on about this because it's pretty ugly scenes over there, but just how ridiculous that is. You know, I've been thinking about this and I've been listening to people as well. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me, and a lot of people are picking up on this on Facebook, etc. These are teachers, primary school teachers, trained to shoot and kill people.
Yeah,
Who do you think is going to get targeted first in a school shooting?
that's right.
Obviously,
Absolutely.
the teacher, this 25-year-old teacher's aide, who's just basically, never done anything wrong, let alone killed someone, shot someone between the eyes. They're going to get shot first.
Yeah. Well, you recall we were talking about this off air the other day, and I said to you, remember in the war, of course, people, the snipers and so forth, would always try and take out the officers and the sergeants because they'd knock off the chain of command so that it would be chaos.
Or
amongst
the other big guns. Exactly.
Exactly.
The other thing, too, like, what if you're a teacher in a library? Do you need a silencer on your gun?
Good question.
You know? I mean, this is what someone's brought up on Facebook here.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I mean, it's totally absurd. I mean, the whole thing is
The fact
absolutely...
that we're even having the discussion is absurd.
Just, you should not be selling automatic weapons of war to anyone.
You know, in an army base...
What do they need them for?
In an army base in America, right? The weapons there aren't even available to the soldiers.
Exactly.
They're all locked away in a armory until they're needed, just in case someone there goes nuts and shoots someone. So they can't even have access to guns, yet people on the street can.
So, and they're also saying that, so a 19-year-old, Lee Hart, goes into a gun shop and says, I want an automatic weapon. And they go, yeah, okay. And no one goes, oh, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Why does little Timmy need an AK-47?
Yeah, why would you need a that shoots 100 rounds a second? Why do you need that? Oh, I'm just going out doing a bit of cooney hunting or something.
Midnight would be in bloody pieces.
Well,
Be
exactly.
vaporised.
Anyway, I think we've covered that off. It is just ridiculous that, they were even talking about it. Now, what's coming up? I named that tune, I suppose, not far away.
Yeah, it is, mate. You got something lined up for us?
I might go back in the archives.
Oh, nice. Well, you have to, of course, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense.
Here's your boys, Jay. Here's your boys.
And we'll be getting a national review from you shortly.
Blood Buzz, Ohio there, the National on Daily Bhuja.
Did you pash to that song last night, Jace?
Yeah, I did actually. They played that one. It was good. Matt Berninger, the lead singer, he was in good form. You could tell actually it was a brilliant night, and it's a great venue, the old Villa Maria Estates. Great place to have a gig. Actually, I could see you doing your comeback there, Lee. You know, it's a lovely evening, a vineyard all around, a nice natural sort of bowl. But it was a fantastic gig and a lot of very strong gunja going down too.
Would you MC my comeback special?
Yeah, totally, man. I could open it up with like an hour's comedy set.
An hour.
Like an hour. Anyone from overseas?
Maybe 45 minutes would go down better.
Jeez, what's that about?
You know, there's the last 15 that can really kill you in a comedy set. You know that better than anyone. With that last 15-minute set you did. Now look,
I could do the merch.
You could do the merch. Imagine that, coming singing the old songs again.
But no, seriously, man, it was a great gig, and they went off. And you can always tell when a band enjoys being where they are, and they were having a good old time. Good old time, Lee Hart.
And speaking of good old time, it's time for Name That Tune.
With Lee Hart.
You get Wild Turkey to drink to sponsor your gig.
Well, they used to. They did sponsor us once in Scotland. Wild Turkey, the whiskey, sponsored us, the bourbon.
That makes sense.
And so what,
Really gig.
in terms of sponsorship, was it just like crates of wild turkey?
Yeah, it was just over 2 nights. It was
Is that how long it lasted for the sponsorship?
actually got
2 nights?
DIC'd at the end of it.
Right.
But it's a long time ago now, of course. But here we go. I'm going to go back into the archives with a little bit of a little bit. I'm going to interpret it my own way. The guitarist that would normally play this has a lot of different tunings going on, and to make it sound like he does, yet I'm just going to interpret it with a normal guitar, with normal tunings. Guitarists would understand what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay. Enough?
Yeah, that's enough, mate. If you can name that tune, give us a call now on 0800 Hodaki. Love to hear from you, Kiwis.
Bhuja with KFC. Get 20 of the Colonel's delicious original recipe nuggets and 3 dips for just $10. Only at KFC.
This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Yeah, sure is great having your company this Monday afternoon. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. And if you know anyone that's not listening to the show, get them to listen to the show, would you? That'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. Before 5, of course, we had Lee Hart's Name That Tune.
Quick recap.
And,
I'll do it fast.
okay, go. A lot of callers as always. So let's go to the phone lines now. Dan in the Hutt Valley. G'day, mate.
Oh, g'day, man.
How you going, Dan? How's the Hutt Valley today?
Oh, the Vegas is good, man.
Yeah, beautiful.
Hasn't rained, actually, all day.
Nice.
I hear the rest of the country's underwater, but that's all good.
Is it? That's
No, I
pretty-
don't know, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got no idea. I just pulled that out of my ass, made that whole thing up.
Oh, that's
good,
all
mate.
right.
That's what we do.
Imagine doing
Yeah.
that, Lee, pulling stuff out of your ass and just making crap up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, imagine it, Dan.
Tell you what, mate, Dan, you're not going to go very far in radio with that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
All right, Dan,
what
my
I am
man.
doing, though, is I'm actually standing outside of school with my pants down.
Well, you're not going to go very far in life with that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You'll get on a special registry, though.
Certainly
Yeah,
you will.
gotta
Now,
be-
Dan,
yeah.
can you name
Yo.
that tune?
Is it Sonia Dada, Lover, Lover?
Lover,
Lover, lover.
you don't treat
You
me
don't
no
treat me
good
no
no
good
more.
no more.
No, it's not.
Sorry, Dan. Hey, but, mate, appreciate the call and appreciate you listening. Have a great afternoon, all
And
right?
stick your pants back on and get back in the car.
Thanks, mate. Let's go to Bradley. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How you going, Bradley?
Yeah, good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, buddy. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Porirua, not too far from Dan. I think I might stay over this side of the hill, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, he's standing outside of school with his pants down. That's probably a good idea, Bradley. And you had a good weekend?
Yeah, no, it was pretty big. I had a wedding, then had a motorsport event, and yeah, the wedding led to an overhung motorsport event, but that's okay.
Yeah, as they often do. They often do.
Yeah.
Now, listen, Bradley, can you name that tune?
I think I'm way off the mark, but we'll go with One Beer, One Scotch, and One Beer by maybe George Thorogood.
I see. Yeah, I see the style you're going for there.
I'm afraid to say, Bradley, that's not correct.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Sorry
Have a
about that,
good day,
buddy.
lad.
Appreciate the call.
No problem.
Appreciate you listening. Let's go to Stephen Hokitika. G'day, mate.
How's it going?
Yeah, good, Steve. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
You work at the sawmill there, Steve.
Yes, I stack wood.
Sweet. So you'd be built like a brick dunny house, would you?
Probably not the brick part.
Right, okay. Yeah, hard work, though, Steve. Hard work.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's hard, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Hey, now, Steve, can you name that tune?
Yes, is it Honky Tonk Woman by the Rolling Stones?
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
Different key, but here we go.
Are the Stones in the wrong key?
Well done, Steve. Completely correct, my friend. So stay on the line, and Tom, God, he'll sort you out with some good Good stuff.
You'll send you series 2 of Moon Television featuring the red episode, the blue episode, the yellow episode, the white episode, the black
That's a
episode.
classic.
Can't we chuck a T-shirt in there, surely?
Static episode.
Thanks, Steve. Have a great afternoon, buddy. Here's Hole.
Lee Hart, Jason Hoyt and the Bhuja Hawk. Till 7 tonight on Radio Hodaki.
Hole there on Daily Bhuja Monday afternoon. I forgot to tell you, Lee Hart. I was going for a walk in Waikumete Cemetery on the weekend,
Yeah.
which is this massive cemetery.
Do you often do that?
Yeah, I often do because it's huge. Waikumete. It's one of the biggest in the country. I think it's got quite a cool walk.
Does it make you feel better because you're alive?
Well, it makes me feel alive, Matt, that's for sure. But I was walking past and I saw one of the tombstones, Horatio Hart, and I thought to myself, I just wonder if Horatio Hart is any relation to the Hart family. It's spelled the same way.
We had a fellatio Hart.
Oh, Fellatio,
who
because
had-
I remember something like that.
Yeah. She had to change her name. She got a hell of a hard time for that.
Was that your mum's side or your father's side?
It was actually on my dad's mum's side.
Okay. So
So-
she was like your dad's mum's sister, Fellatio Hart?
Yes. And I don't think she changed it to Horatio. She might have changed.
Well, no, because Horatio is more of a male name, I would have thought.
Did she regain it in university? A bit more of a nickname?
Not that I know of. We're going back away now, Matt, and how would I know these things? But I do know that we, Fally, she used to be called, short for
Sorry? Fally?
Fally, you know.
So she was like, what, your Auntie Fally?
Your great Auntie Fally.
Oh, great auntie. So you had a great auntie Fellatio.
Yeah, we didn't call her that, of course.
Okay, cool. Well, often like my granddad was Brum, and his name was William, but they called him Brum.
Yeah, there you go.
So your great auntie
Very similar thing.
Did you know she was called Fellatio, or was it always
Well,
Fally?
no, she did know that, but I don't think
I know she
fellatio.
knew it. Did you know it?
I don't think it had the same meaning back then as it does now.
What, Fellatio?
Yeah, it's an old ye old English name back then.
So what did Fellatio mean back in Old English?
Well, it probably did mean the same thing, but they didn't know that. It just sounded good to them. But like when you call someone back in the day,
Why would you call them that? That's a weird name.
no, you know, when they say your name's so and so Baker, chances are you're a baker.
Right. Yeah.
So and so woodman, you know, or carpenter, you were probably a carpenter back in the day. Fellatio, you were probably a prostitute. She wasn't. This is, you know, I'm going way back to the Middle Ages now.
Yeah, but the Fellatio would have been the surname, wouldn't it? Not the Christian name. I mean, you don't say Woodman Hart.
No, but what would have happened was, as a respect to someone way back in the family,
I
and
see.
they carried their surname down as their first name to honour that person.
So is there a side of your family history that was Fellatio? Do you descend from Fellatio?
Well, it wasn't the
Darwin would
fellatio, it was the
disagree with
fellatios.
Pardon?
The fellatio. See, it's been shortened now, it's worse. It used to be the fellatios. Or fellatios, I think it used to be called.
Oh, so that was a different spelling then? Or was
Different
that
spelling.
Okay. So, but what I'm asking, was there a descendant line in your family tree of the Fellatios?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Wow.
that's possible, is it?
So anyway, you're walking through the cemetery, and then what happened?
Well, as I say, I just saw Horatio Hart, and I thought, I wonder if that's a relationship of Lee Hart. It could have been Felly.
I wouldn't have been Fally.
Well, you
She's
said
not buried
Felly
in-
might have changed her name to Horatio, and I said, well, she wouldn't have done that because that's a male name. It would be ridiculous to change your name from Fellatio to Horatio.
Well, you'd want to change it to anything, though, wouldn't you? No, but she wasn't buried there.
Who, Fellatio?
Yeah, Fellatio wasn't buried in Auckland. She's down south.
What did she change her name to? Do you remember?
I honestly don't know, mate.
On the corner of
Get up.
Main Street, just trying to keep.
I just don't think we should enter the awards this year, be honest.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that sort of stuff.
You know what I
mate.
mean? If they want us to enter the awards, they should let us know.
Well, look,
you know?
all that's going to happen is it's going to pile up with the rest of them on the floor there. You know, who can be asked, quite frankly. I tell you what, Looking at the Auckland City Limits lineup, mate, geez, there's a hell of a lineup. Grace Jones, Phoenix, Peking Duck, Tash Sultana, Taco Laco, Carl's Jr., Linda T, Catch a Fire, the D4, all sorts of carry on.
You're not reading the food.
Tasty lineup, that one.
The Blueberries Inn,
Yeah.
Farina, Cafe Hanoi,
DJ Tina Turntables, DJ Linda T and MC Paul Amos, Tell Comedy Gang.
Head Like a Hole.
Tourette's, a.k.a. Dominic Hoey. Looking forward to him.
Hey, now, just on that front of who?
Tourette's, a.k.a. Dominic Hoey. You know old Ritzy.
Yeah, totes.
Get some fat sounds there. Bitchin' beats.
You're not wrong there, Lee Hart. Now, listen, I just want to bring something up with you guys because the Killers, of course, they're going to be doing a gig soon. When's that? Do you know, Matty?
They're actually doing a few gigs in April. Hauraki proudly presenting that one.
Yeah, well, I saw a couple of... you and Lee have been put down to represent Radio Hauraki at the Killers. What's that about?
Remember Matt and I interviewed him live on air?
Yeah.
And you were outside the room. You were at the
Well, I was
toilet
talking
or
to
something.
Bogsy about what was going on upstairs. And, so I missed it, yes. But my point is, what do you mean you two are...
Well, Brandon Flowers said to us, you guys want some tickets to the show? You want a couple of tickets? We said, yeah, sure.
What, so Brandon organised for you guys to go?
It's just like an out-the-back VIP thing. There's not many people going.
Not a big deal, mate. It's not a big deal.
booze.
Don't get bogged down with that stuff.
Well, I was bogged down. That's why I didn't
You're
bloody...
professional.
Okay.
Don't let your ego get in the way of this.
It's basically a work do. We're going to go work at the gig.
Okay.
Drink with Brandon.
Went to the National. Just be happy with it.
I was happy with that. It was very good. Very, very good indeed. Hey, what do we got coming up? I see after the next couple of songs, Lee Hart's Slice O Life. Boy, I love that one.
With a big asterisk next to it.
A big asterisk. Woo-wee!
Yeah, well, I'll be working on that in the next couple of minutes for sure.
It's Royal Blood. This is Bhuja. Talking Heads there on a Daily Bhuja. Jeez, that takes me back.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story? It's not really, it's kind of a slice o' life. I think I've told it.
I'll let you know if you've told it.
I'm pretty sure I have. About me shoplifting when I was like 8. And I shoplifted this stuff, right? I think it was like, from memory, some chicken chips and some sparkles, right? And I was at the dairy, it was my local dairy, and I shoplifted them and went, yes! And I got away with it, and I went outside. This is true. I went outside the dairy and I started eating the chips, and I was just sitting outside the dairy, and the dairy owner came out and he knew me and he said, Jason, did you pay for those? And I went, oh, no. And he said, well, this is what I'm going to do, because he knew my dad, right? He knew my dad through soccer or something, and he said, you're going to pay triple for what you stole. Otherwise, I'm going to tell your dad. Mm-hmm. And I went, what? And he said, you're going to pay triple for what you stole, or I'm going to tell your dad. And I was terrified of him telling my dad, so I paid it off over like a month, going up there every day with all little coins and stuff, paying triple for what I'd stolen. And boy, did I learn a lesson.
I'll tell you what, but that's nothing wrong with that. But nowadays, that shopkeeper would probably get arrested for
extortion.
Yeah,
I know.
Ridiculous.
And I remember that like month. I remember living in this constant paranoia that I was going to come home and my dad would be, Jason, can I have a word, please? Mm-hmm. And the old strap would come out into the bedroom. Did you get the strap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Times have changed, haven't they, Lee Hart?
Tell a kid that nowadays. Huh.
Would you strap Sammy?
No, I never really needed to.
No.
I'm still hung up on what you stole. You went for the worst option in chip. And what's sparkle? Like those boiled lollies.
Yeah. Well, sparkles back in the day were pretty ace.
Yeah, pack of sparkles. It's a bit before my time, of course, but sparkles.
Bit before your time. But anyway, now listen, I butted in there. Don't know why, because it was your slice o' life we were meant to be doing. Do you want to do that next?
We don't have time now, have we?
Oh, we can do it next.
Oh, Oh, it's quite a long one. I don't think we've got time.
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go to a song. Then when we come back, it's Lee's Slice O Life.
Right.
It's Velvet Revolver. Velvet Revolver there on Daddy Bhuja. Just looking back on some of that footage of the Free For All Friday, Lee Hart. And once again, Louisa, of course, did the big shoe skull. God, she's game. And I've heard, once again, that she's pretty crook over the weekend. And she... For those of you that didn't see it, what was it? What were you watching that on Facebook or something?
Yeah, Facebook there's stuff from the Free For All Friday. It's going to be the last Friday of every month.
Yeah, good.
It'll
good
only
plan.
get better. We'll tighten it up.
Sounds good, man. But yeah, poor old Louisa got a bit of a lurgy because that happened to her the first time she did it. Yeah, foot and mouth, or athlete's mouth or something.
Now, I've got a bit of a hypothetical question for you.
Okay, sure.
It's not really a slice of life. It's just something. Just say you had a relation or a friend who passed away, and you shared a lotto ticket scenario with him, and he got buried, and you looked everywhere around for that ticket. He died, got buried, and you're thinking it must be on him, right? What would you do? Would you go at night and dig up the body and check it?
Well,
or would
I
you
would
go
certainly
and ask someone if you could? Because once you've asked, they're going to go, no, you can't do that, and they'll be watching for you doing it. How do you play it?
I'd go to the partner and say, I'm pretty sure the ticket's on him. Let's go halves.
How about there's no partner?
Well, it depends. If there was a crematory, a cremation about to happen, I might suggest that they hold off for a second.
No, he or she's been buried.
Been buried, okay.
And you realised a week later, after they've been buried, that the ticket's probably definitely inside the inside pocket, like my grandfather.
With the FPOS cards.
With the FPOS cards.
I think I just let it go.
Would you?
Yeah.
And this is the big one, 30 mil.
Oh, I'd dig it up.
So what'd you do? You go at night, torch,
Yeah.
old school,
Well, I wouldn't
spade.
be. No, I'd have one of those helmets with a torch on it.
I'd get someone else to do it and say you can go 70-30 with them. But
Well, no.
You wouldn't give me. You just say.
Just say
10
I'll give
grand.
you $1 million.
Yeah, but if they get caught,
You don't know.
You have nothing to do with it. You have no idea what they're doing.
It's interesting. I'm thinking this could be a good little synopsis for a movie or something. You see, I'm always thinking like that.
So
The ticket, the body.
well, yeah, the body.
The
ticket.
big, what's it worth to you? I mean, they're not going to care.
Well, no, true.
It's just that if you mention it, if you go to someone, and go, look, I want to do this, all hell will break loose and legally go to court, and it's not going to happen.
What's the legal penalty for digging up a dead body?
Probably not that bad. Grave robbing.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Especially if you put it back again.
Can you Google that, please, Maddie?
Don't even know what keywords to use.
Grave robbing, sentencing.
Legal implications.
Yeah. I mean,
What would you do?
yeah, I think I'd probably wait good couple of months. The heat had gone off a little bit.
Yeah, but then it might have gone off the ticket. It might be all dewy and stuff.
Should still be okay.
This is taking me to the body snatching Wikipedia.
And
page.
then you'd probably have to dig 6 feet down. God.
Hard work.
Grave robbery.
And then you'd have to rummage around and get the ticket.
Open up the coffin. God, nah.
And then you'd have to bury it all again and pad the soil down as if nothing had happened.
What's the sentence, Matt? Does
No,
it
they
say?
just said it's fair game. Go for it.
Oh, okay.
So what I'd do, I would wait till a pet had died, and I'd make out that this pet was incredibly close to that person, and they wanted that animal to be buried with them.
So
Once
you
it
would
passed
wait
on.
for a pet to die.
So you're going to kill a cat and then dig up the body.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I found his cat, and I thought
Yep.
they'd want to be together.
It's a legal thing, so let's just dig it up. I'll pop the cat in there.
How did it die?
While I'm popping the cat in there, I'll be going trying to find the ticket.
How did it die? Against a tree.
Yeah. Well, you'd just go hire a cat, wouldn't you? You'd get someone said no, Lee, I wouldn't, because money is never worth disrespecting your friend.
Oh,
but are you
there you go.
Are you disrespecting them? Would they not want you to have the money?
Well, I suppose if you've gone halves in it.
Perhaps he was ringing you with the good news that you'd both won the money when he had a heart attack because he was so excited.
Yeah, well, then it would be very hard to see why he'd be buried with it. I mean, the guy would have put his nice suit on. And
You
stuff.
don't normally
They
get buried in the clothes you're dying, do you?
would- No.
That's all pretty morbid stuff, I give you that, but I'm just trying to get some sort of film.
Yeah, well, it's a great idea
going.
in terms of a segment for the show too. Lee and Jace's hypothetical.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's take a break. This is
What
Bhuja.
do you do?
Bhuja with KFC. Get ready to party. 20 nuggets and 3 dips for $10 at KFC now.
Super Groove there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. Hey, Tom, can I have a word, please?
Yeah, Tom, can you please come through here? Thanks, mate. Have a seat, mate.
Good,
Cheers, Lee.
good weekend.
Yeah, it was a great one, actually. Real good.
Yeah. Hey, now listen, just wanting to see where we are curry night Thursday.
Oh, it's on.
Okay, we're good. We're good to go.
Yeah, that's happening.
Good stuff.
Well, that's good to hear because, Thursdays can be a big show. We've got a lot lined up for it, and it's all hinging around the curry night, really.
So that's all organised?
Can you let us know who it is yet, or are you still working on the...
Oh, well, you don't want to bore people with the
'Cause
details.
we went through a lot of places in the past few years, didn't we?
Oh, hell yeah.
All I'll say is it's happening. It's definitely happening this Thursday.
Okay.
That's great. Thanks, Tom.
And just on the naan front, what you'll probably find, I prefer a garlic naan, and I think, Jace, you like a plain naan, don't you?
Oh, no, I'm happy with garlic.
Okay.
Mind you like a cheese
I
naan, don't
love
you,
a
Matty?
cheese naan.
Okay.
You see, cheese for me is not right. A cheese naan.
Well, I can
no.
go with cheese naan.
Oh, you do a cheese
Yeah.
naan? So what are we thinking? 2 cheese naans, 2 garlic naans?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll change the order. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, mate. What about prawns? You guys keen on
We've
prawns?
got Manaya next door. What sort of naan does he like?
I think
Plain
he's
cheese.
Plain.
Well, another 2 garlic, another 2 cheese, I think, by the look of...
So can we have three garlic naans and 3 cheese naans?
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'll sort it.
And you're just going to surprise us with the curries? I mean, what are we talking here? Nothing too hot?
So you're on. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to change the order then.
Oh, I want Indian hot.
Well, yeah, but we're going to work up to it, Jason. It's our first one for a while.
Oh, yeah, fair
We
point.
don't want to go in there too hot. So there definitely needs to be some sort of butter chicken type of thing.
Yeah, well, I was thinking just on that front, actually, maybe we should get the same dishes from every restaurant so that we can judge the best
Over
restaurant.
the first 3 or 4 weeks,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But you don't want a dodgy vindaloo during a live radio show.
That's
Be
right.
in a world of trouble.
Particularly if it's Indian hot.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? If I try everything before I give it to you guys, how does that
Well,
sound?
you'll be in there. You'll be trying stuff. Don't worry about that. But I'm more out about Matt because he does the show after us. If anyone's going to be affected by a bad curry, it's actually going to be him.
It's true.
Good point,
It'll
mate.
hinder the show.
Takes a while for that sort of thing to just
kick through, yeah.
to kick in.
Because we'll be having this about 5:30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the show
5:30.
starts at 7.
Yeah. So just be mindful of that, and good luck with it.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, mate. There you go. Just a bit of a heads up. Curry Night Thursday is coming back by popular demand. And tell you what else is back by popular demand? Cold War Kids.
And a bit of tire pressure chat next, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's in the line.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Daily Bhuja. Very nice to have your company this Monday afternoon. Lee, I was in the supermarket the other day.
It's just a slice of life, isn't it?
Well, it's not really a slice of life, actually. It may very well morph into tyre pressure chat, though.
Does it mean I play the tire pressure chat?
Well,
stick?
maybe if it does morph into that, I'll let you know, Matty. Do we have a sting for tyre pressure chat, incidentally?
Yep.
And anyway, I was talking to this guy in the supermarket, and he said, you do that Bhuja show, don't you? And I said, yeah, I do, mate. And he said, oh, look, I love it. Lee Hart, jeez, he's a funny fella, isn't he? Must be an
that what
absolute...
he said?
Yeah, he said, he's a funny fella, isn't he? And I said, yeah, he is, actually. He's quite funny. He said, he must be a hoot. Must be a hoot to laugh, to work with every day. I said, oh, yeah, mate, laugh a minute. But anyway, he was saying that he drove a Toyota Spacio.
Oh, yeah, the Spacio, yeah.
And he said, look, do you mind, Jason, the next time you see Lee and you're having tyre pressure chat, to ask him, because in his Toyota Spacio, he does a lot of rural deliveries and so forth. So he says his tyres and the surfaces that he's driving on are constantly changing. Like, one will be tar sealed, then there'll be loose metal,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And he wants to know, does he need to do anything re his tyre pressure his tyre pressure, in terms of the different surfaces he's driving on?
Well, it's a very good question, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I really should be answering it. Seeing this guy ask in a supermarket, ask the question. And if I'm a dentist or a doctor and I'm walking around the supermarket, I don't expect to give them a checkup, do I?
Well, yeah,
I'm
no,
kind
that's-
of off duty.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Admittedly, it was you that was in the supermarket, not me.
Yes.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You're a top radio DJ. You're
Yeah.
not on call 24/7 just for some guy in the supermarket who happens to have a question about stuff you do.
Yeah, yeah.
But having said that, I'm prepared to answer it.
Good on you, mate. Do you want to play the sting then?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you want me to play it again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Welcome to Tyre Pressure Chat. The question has been put out there. I'm a Toyota Spacio dealing with tyres, different conditions. Loose metal, tar, perhaps even some
Dirt. There's some dirt as well. Yep.
By and large, really, your PSI, you're looking at 34 PSI anyway on all four wheels on that one,
Well,
okay?
the question I'd like to ask you in that regard, Lee Hart, is do you need to have a lower tyre pressure when you're changing surfaces, or is it ideally better that you have a higher tyre pressure?
Well, ideally, you should, in most surfaces, the ideal pressure is the ideal pressure recommended by the manufacturer. In this case, 34, perhaps 35 PSI. When you need to change that tyre pressure from changing surface, if you're running a car and you're not on the correct pressure in the first place, then it's more of a concern. So, for example, you were running those tyres at 30 PSI,
Yeah.
and you're on loose gravel, not so good. You'd get away with it perhaps in your normal environment, but that's when you need to adjust.
Another text just in right now on 3483 actually.
Yep.
With regards to tyre pressure chat, that's my favourite segment, by the way. How often should I be checking my tyre pressure?
That's a really good question, and one that's not answered enough. I check my tyre pressure every day. You know, it's a bit like how often do you brush your teeth? I wouldn't say twice a day, right? I wouldn't say check your tyre pressure twice a day. That's a little silly.
Yeah.
No, but what I would say is perhaps, look, being realistic, I do it once a day because I'm very serious about it. I would say once a week minimum.
Okay.
Set a time aside. Get one of those little tyre pressure meters, and you can buy them very cheaply. We may even give some away on the show later on. Walk around all your tyres, just check them once a week, perhaps on a Monday morning before work.
Well, there you go. Some more great advice with regards tyre pressure stuff. Hope that helps the guy that was in the supermarket and also the guy that just texted in. This is Bhuja. We'll be back after 6. She had there on Daily Boucher, I believe, Matt Ward, Lobo de Noche, that she had was the winner of our competition today, the top 10 Kiwi acts.
Yes, came in at number 1, as voted by you, apparently.
Right, what, by me personally or
Not
by the
by
listeners
you.
out
Well,
there?
You may have contributed if you voted.
Right, okay.
But
Well, there you go.
As voted by
There
the
you go.
listeners.
Nothing
Good
like
stuff.
a radio poll, to keep things honest. Now, look, I tell you what. I wouldn't call this a slice of life, but I don't need a sting for it. No, nothing like that.
Okay.
It's not about me. I was the other day. I was at Starship Hospital for about 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Jeez, mate, you're putting in the hours there. That's brilliant stuff. What, you're doing a bit of charity work?
No, I was just chasing up an old invoice. They're the payroll guy. And
Oh, right.
I went in there on a Sunday and said, he's not on a Sunday. He doesn't
Oh,
come in. So
God,
they
what a
say,
pain.
come back in tomorrow and chase him up. Then I don't have time to keep going back there.
Well, then you're just going to have to add to the invoice again
Well, exactly.
for the petrol that it's going to
Exactly.
take for you to get back in there.
You know, and I know
So-
it's a charity work that I did there.
Yeah.
But there's expenses.
Yeah, well, of course.
You know, and it's just, the expenses are starting to sort of outweigh the actual work I did.
Right,
Now, so
okay.
I'm the one that looks like a tight ass.
How long ago were we talking that you did this
Oh,
charity
this is
stuff?
about 6 months ago.
Oh, you see, that's not acceptable. I mean, I know it was charity work you were doing, but you've got expensive, you've got a family to feed, you're having
Yep.
to spend extra money with your petrol to get in there, then you turn up there and the guy that's on payroll, who I imagine you've emailed, probably, how many times? 6
Well, a
times?
dozen.
Dozen times?
Got an invoice for that time.
Yeah, exactly.
well.
So, you go in there to get the thing sorted out and paid.
I actually Ubered in it and actually drive in.
Oh, right. Well, you can claim that back, you
I have
realise.
to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right. You go in there, you put a bit of a show on for the kids, and you think, okay, that's cool. That's pretty painless for sure. But, it's not, is it? Didn't you have a bit of a debacle there yourself a few months back?
Oh, yeah, look, I was doing some work at the radio station there and, and, mate, I halved my rate. I halved it, Lee. And so I could, because it was about, the kids and all that sort of stuff. So I said, look, I tell you what I'll do. I'll only charge you half of what I normally do.
What you normally charge for what?
Well, for like I
Iraqi.
do
Yeah,
radio DJ stuff. And they went, oh, wow, that's amazing and stuff. Same thing again. Send in my invoice. Not a word.
But then they're whinging. Look, they didn't realise you were on so much money here.
Well, exactly.
And they think, oh, God, that's a lot of money. But hold on, it's still half.
It's still half of what I earn here.
Still half.
And I think I must have gone in there about 3 times, done an hour shift and gone out again. And, that's my time we're talking about.
We're not Fred Hollows.
Well, exactly. So, I've had the same debacle, you know what I mean? I've had to go to see my accountant sort things out with that, it's
Well, that's going to cost you too.
Well, it is costing me, and I'm
Hey,
actually...
he'll be charging you. He's not a charity, is
He's
he?
charging me, and so I'm passing on that expense to them.
Yeah, he
so
won't be doing a half rate for you,
No,
will he?
what they're originally charging me, I've had to sort of double that now because of all the petrol or the time I've had to spend chasing it up, my accountancy fees, all of that stuff.
I mean, charity, God.
Jeez.
Oh, well, we'll be back there next week, no doubt. What's this?
Franz Ferdinand.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is a new one, man.
It is.
Geez, that takes me back a bit of an excess there. Hey, do we have time for the Daily Bhuja weekend sports
I
wrap?
hope so, mate. We've got a big weekend of sport to cover off. Let's do it now. Okay, big weekend of sport, of course. We're going to be focusing on the rugby. We've got the cricket, we've got the winter sports, and if we've got time, we'll chuck a couple more in there as well. Big weekend on the rugby. Let's start with that, of course. The Crusaders taking on the Blues. That was an interesting game.
It was
the Crusaders.
Oh no, hang on. I think wasn't the Crusaders versus the Chiefs, I believe.
Sorry.
So I believe the Blues were playing the
Highlanders.
the Highlanders. You sure it wasn't the Cheetahs?
Up in Hamilton.
No, the Cheetahs played the Hurricanes, didn't they?
No, I think the Auckland Blues played the Cheetahs in Hamilton, didn't
No, the
they?
Cheetahs have been
Let's
kicked out
just
of the
focus on one
competition.
team at a time.
Okay,
The
well, the
Crusaders.
Crusaders definitely played the Chiefs.
Okay.
Or maybe that was in Hamilton.
It was a home game. No, you think about the cricket was in Hamilton.
Oh, the cricket was in Hamilton, England versus New Zealand in the cricket.
Yeah, don't get confused with cricket yet. We haven't even got off rugby yet. So
Okay,
rugby,
yeah.
I think, was down at the Crusaders' home stadium.
Yes, it was versus the Chiefs.
Any idea who won that?
I think my best guess is I didn't actually see the game. Would be the
I
Crusaders.
watched parts of it, but it was after meat stock.
Right,
And they had
okay.
a couple of beers on board, so I'm not quite sure there. But okay, let's move seamlessly to the cricket then. Seeing you wanted to do that.
Yes.
Ross Taylor, should he go?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's used up his time. He's been a great player for New Zealand. He's played some magnificent innings, but certainly I believe it's time for him to make way for a younger, fresher talent.
Yeah, it was all very well getting 100. What did he get, 110 or something?
100, yeah, something like that, yeah.
You know, 120 would have been better. And then the circumstances, he put a lot of pressure on those final batsmen.
He did, certainly
Going out
did.
when he did.
Yeah, absolutely. So no argument there. Just
winter sports, anything to cover off there? Was there anything happening in the weekend that we don't know about?
I believe that Scotland beat England in the luge and in the downhill slalom.
No, you're thinking about Scotland beating England in the rugby in UK. That is a winter sport, I'll give you that.
Oh, did they beat them in the rugby, did they?
I'm thinking more your winter-based sports over in Korea.
Oh, right, South Korea. Okay, so Scotland beat England in the rugby.
Yep.
Norway beat Sweden in the luge and the downhill.
Okay.
And Ireland beat Wales in the rugby as well.
Okay. I don't want to be mixing up luge stuff if we're doing rugby chat.
You
Is that
sure?
a bit confusing?
You sure Wales wasn't actually playing Italy? Because I'm
The
pretty
luge?
sure. No, well, it could have been. They might have been in the luge, but also in the rugby.
I think Italy played France.
In the luge or the rugby?
Look, I'll say it again,
Rugby.
fellas. I'm not comfortable bringing luge stuff and that into the rugby chit chat because for my mind, it really confuses it for me.
Yeah,
And
look.
if I'm confused, what do you think the listeners are going to be thinking?
Let's keep the luge out of the rugby
Yeah,
then.
okay.
So a great victory for Scotland, a great victory for who was it? Ireland over Wales,
Yeah.
and I believe a great victory for France over Italy. Lee Hart.
But that was in the luge. Okay, that's good stuff. That seems pretty straightforward.
Amazing guests coming in at the end of the week too. All Black captain Richie McCaw. Kieran Reid's going to be talking to us as well
About
as
Richie McCaw?
About Richie McCaw. Brody Retallick will be talking to us about the luge because I believe one of his cousins is a New Zealand representative in the luge. That should be something to look forward
So
to.
that's a great position for ex-All Blacks. Great transitional sport. You finish rugby, get into the luge.
Absolutely, mate. Here's the Jane's addiction. Foo Fighters there on Daily Bhuja.
That's right, Jace. Now, Matt and Jace, you both know, of course, that we take fitness very seriously on this show.
Absolutely, mate.
And we were hoping to have Pat Clark, fitness instructor extraordinaire, joining us, but he didn't want to come on the show. So I think we're probably capable of doing a fitness segment without him anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, we're both at the all three of us are gymming at the moment, so I guess that makes us authorities.
What's your goal, Jace? What's your goal?
My goal, mate, is just general good health. You know what I mean? I know I've reached the age now where I'm not going to be Brad Pitt. I know I'm not going to have a six-pack and pecs and abs. So, you know, mate, just a bit of extra exercise just to get the mental facilities working properly, just to make sure I last another couple of years at least as a top radio DJ. What about yourself?
Yeah, mine's the same. Get toned again.
Oh, you want to get toned, do you?
Lose a little bit of weight.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Not too much.
That's been cool.
You know, just enough.
Yeah.
And what you got to remember, New Zealand, all you got to do is lose 500 calories a day. That's all. 500 calories a day. Or
Eyes to the front.
500 calories a day less, I mean, you'll lose weight.
The only problem that I have when I go to the gym, right, because you do all those machines and it tells you how many calories you're working off, and then it also tells you, you know, you look at all these charts and stuff, and having a coffee, right, for example, just a normal flat white, takes you about 45 bloody minutes on the cross trainer to work off. I find that very
You're
dispiriting.
drinking coffee right on the cross trainer, eh?
Yeah, well, I am actually. Do you do a lot of planking?
Yeah, I do a lot of well, I used to do a lot of planking.
How long can you plank for?
Well, a couple of minutes.
Oh, that's pretty impressive,
Good
actually.
plank.
I imagine I'm making love when I'm planking. You know, I just keep thinking, I've got to, you know...
You've got to hang on a bit longer.
Yeah.
What about you, man? How long can you plank for?
I haven't really tried recently, but I wouldn't say 2 minutes. I'd say a minute and a half max. But maybe if I pretend like I'm making
You talk about
love.
planking? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, I like to plank, you know, on 3 separate occasions in a day.
So what I might start planking up when we finish this voice break the next one.
Yeah, well, what I want to suggest is that when we come in to start the show, we all do a plank. We all plank together, and then we get on with the show.
Have a group plank.
A massive group plank.
And that's squats.
Listen, I'm really keen on squats, so if you guys, maybe midway through the show, we can start squatting each other.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do, days that I'm not going to the gym, I'm trying to do 100 squats a day.
Yeah, good
blocks
on you,
of
mate.
20. First day today.
How's it going?
I've got 20 to go.
So maybe you'll do that after this voice break,
That's
maybe.
right.
Are we
That's
going
right.
into a break now, Matt, by the way?
We're going into ads.
Well, that's perfect then. You can get into your squats.
Should we all do squats?
And if you've got any tips or fitness advice, if you're some sort of guru out there and you want to give us some advice that we can give to other people, text 3483. We really want to hear from you.
Smashing Pumpkins there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. Hey, have we got time for a bit of a sort of Sosh Med roundup,
Yeah, I
Lee
think
Hart?
we do.
Do we have a sting for that, Matty?
Yeah, that'd be the Sosh Med roundup sting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great if you
Okay.
could.
Yeah, I'll just
if you could
Just
find that.
launch into it whenever you
Just
see the
crack
button
it.
there.
Usually it would be good if you sort of did it immediately. We said that, but given that we didn't give you any notice, I understand if
But
you're going
now-
to stuff it up. But do it now.
Now's good?
Yeah.
All right.
I was hoping for something a bit more techo, but that's fine. Hey, now look, what's happening on the Instagram? I understand after Friday, which was Free For All Friday.
Yes,
Our
indeed.
Instagram probably went up. Our Facebook probably went up. Is that the case?
Have we cracked 10,000, Matt Ward?
Slightly. We haven't actually cracked 10,000 as yet, Jace. I'm glad you asked that, but we are currently sitting on 9,387, 3,388 actually. So
Right, okay.
It's still a bit short on
still gonna be-
10,000, isn't it?
We're
Yeah,
gonna-
we need another 600.
Yeah, so if you jump onto Instagram, Daily Bhuja, all one word, BHUJA, then we've actually got a big prize.
No little hyphen or anything, just Daily Bhuja,
Just
one word.
Daily Bhuja, all one word, not even a space. And we've got a big prize that we're going to give away once it hits 10,000 to one of the lucky listeners. And
That's right.
Absolutely.
that's following it.
Not necessarily to the 10,000th person that signs
No,
in,
no,
but
no,
one of the,
anyone.
any one of the
that's part of it,
10,000
yeah.
that have
Anyone.
actually liked it.
Yeah.
Also, there's a very brilliant and very funny piece on our Facebook page at the moment, Lee Hart, from your old Scottish roadie.
That's right, Des.
which is absolute genius. It's brilliant.
Well, I mean, this is what it was. This was the roadie we used to have in France. He was a Scottish guy. He was, I wouldn't say he was an alcoholic because he'd probably say the same about me back then. But he was the guy that would help us carry the gear in, but we'd have to carry him back out
After the gig.
with the gear.
That's rock and
by
roll.
gear, is that the instruments?
The instruments, yeah.
Okay.
That's what a roadie normally does. But anyway, he was good at his job half the time, put it that way.
Yeah, and I believe you actually found him buried in the snow, actually.
Yeah,
that was the
that's what we
first
found
time you met him.
Like a frozen man, but he kind of runs a B&B over in Ireland now. He's a Scottish man living in Ireland, and he always has his people living with them and coming and going, and he's hosting them. And a little video of him hosting, I'd say about a dozen women. It's kind of a musical piece, and he's doing a bit of promo for Screaming Reels.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
At the same time.
Because you
which-
know what it's like, man. You know, I hate it when you're at a gathering or a party and someone breaks the guitar out and starts singing sort of folk songs.
Yeah.
I always find it really, I mean, I'm not saying you do that all the time, but I find it really awkward and uncomfortable.
Fleetwood Mac's a little cliche as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So check it out on the Bhuja page. and tell us what you think.
How are we looking on the Bhuja page, by the way, Matt Ward, Nightwolf?
I'm glad you asked that as well. On the Facebook page, 36,791.
That's not too bad.
You know, if we can get that to 40,000, we're really
That's
cooking
what we're
with
after.
gas.
That's what we're after.
Brilliant. And make sure, if you join our or like our Facebook page, Lee Hart always tends to go on the Facebook page after the show, send you a personal little message to all those people that joined up the
birthday
Savo.
message. I was going to say Michelle.
I think it's Amy.
Oh, Amy.
Takes me back.
Never happened to Amy. Where is she now?
Is he getting in contact with you yet?
No.
That's weird.
Stand with my back hanging off my left arm.
And so ends another Daily Bhuja show. Not bad for a Monday afternoon, Lee Hart. And I tell you what, make sure you tune into tomorrow's show, because I can guarantee you that at least 10% of it will be of reasonable quality.
That's right. And you can normally guarantee the Tuesday show, by and large, looking at the stats I've got in front of me here, Jace, overall about 35% better than a Monday show. So
yeah, quite
that's
right.
certainly something to tune into.
Also, we've got Prime Minister or ex-Prime Minister Helen Clark coming in, talking about Jacinda's first 100 days
That's
in
right.
power. We've got Andy from Mobile Lawns coming in on the Tuesday, so that's something to look forward to.
And I'll be talking to Helen Clark about my last 100 days, just in general.
Yeah, indeed. So it's going to be great. Also, Phil from Nancy's Tanning Clinic's going to come in. So it's a jam-packed show, my friend. Make sure you tune in. Yes, Nightwolf.
I was just going to say, what's a mobile lawn? You just move the lawn anywhere.
Well, you can basically
That's right, yeah.
you can wrap it up and roll it out wherever you want it, man.
So say you might have a mobile lawn at your house, and then if you go up to the Eco Lodge, you take that with you.
Well, it's beyond that. You can actually move your back lawn to your front lawn if you need to. You know, if you want to sit out the front, take the lawn with you. Go out the back, take it out the back.
It's totally interchangeable, my friend. Hey, it's been great having your company this Monday afternoon from Lee, myself, and Lobo de Noche. Take care out there. See you tomorrow. Booyah!
Buenas noches, Kiwis.
Love.